Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her. Naomi initiates the details in this chapter. Boaz is shown an interest in Ruth, and she may at the same time be disheartened, wondering where life is leading her. While gleaning, she would have seen Boaz daily and received his grace and felt, productive and helpful towards Naomi. And yet at the same time, she may have been a lady who was downcast in her soul. She's desiring to have a husband to raise up the name of Malone. Naomi perceived this, and so she decides it's time to take the measures into her own hand for the benefit of her beloved daughter-in-law Ruth. Verse 1 goes on, "My daughter, shall I not seek security for you, that it may be well with you?" Her words here, though given as a question, are actually a statement of affirmation. In essence, she says, "My daughter, I shall seek security for you, that it may be well with you." As the parent in the society and within the culture at this time, it is her duty and her responsibility to arrange for the marriage for the child, okay? And this is exactly what seeking security implies. The word in Hebrew is manoach, and it implies rest, such as in a place of rest, like when Noah's Ark settled on the mountains of Ararat. He rested there, and it's a play on his name because his name Noach means rest. And so it implies a place, but it also implies a state of rest, such as when there's freedom from labor, resulting in general ease and contentment, such as when Adam was placed in the garden before the fall. This is what Naomi is relaying. She intends for Ruth to be granted a place of rest in a marriage, which would be for her comfort, for her contentment, and for peace for both her body and her soul. Ruth has steadfastly worked in the harvest field, and now Naomi will look to give her body a rest. And she's certainly lonely, she's frustrated, and she's feeling like a fifth wheel as well. And so Naomi is going to look for a place of rest for her spirit also. The words from her to Ruth are exquisitely simple and to the point in what they imply. Ruth, I'm going to find you a good husband to take care of you. In chapter 1, this was Naomi's desire for both of her daughters-in-law. At that time, she said this to them, "Go return each to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant that you may find rest, each in the house of her husband." When she spoke those words, all three of them, all of their hearts were filled with sorrow and uncertainty. But now there's comfort and hope. At that time, there was self-forgetting on Naomi's part in hopes of a better future in store for each of those two daughters-in-law. Now there is again self-forgetting in hopes of a better life for Ruth. Because Ruth refused to forget Naomi and instead clung tightly to her, Naomi is returning to love and looking for her to be united to a man whom she can now cling to. Naomi's words, though stated as a question, should be taken as a statement which expresses an intentional result. To be a wife is to be secure and at rest, and so it's assumed to be a good thing. And so the words, "that it may be well with you," convey the idea of that intent.